What's going on, guys? Aussie here and welcome back to a brand new video. So today we have the Bundesliga Team of the Season tier list, and I'll tell you what, there is some solid players in this tier list, and there will be a lot in S, there will be a lot in A, but there will be quite a few as well in B and C. But we are going to start it off with Witsel. I do understand he's not a Team of the Season, but he came out during the Bundesliga Team of the Season, so I said why not? At the end of the day, let's put him in here. Witsel is first. 83 pace, 93 defending, 91 physical, 89 dribbling, 89 passing with the 84 shooting. And I tell you what, nothing is wrong about this card. He feels outstanding on the ball. His defensive stats are beautiful. Physical stats are beautiful. Honestly, I started to use this card in Foot Champs, and that's how good it is. I started subbing him on. Now, he is obviously going to go in the S tier. Next up, we have Timo Bernhard. You could argue, yeah, he's a 97 overall. He's a striker. His stats look absolutely ridiculous. But for me, the 3-star skill moves is always going to be a killer. I understand he has 4-star weak foot, but it's one of those situations where I didn't enjoy this card at all, and I couldn't get my head around it. So he is going to go into the A tier. Next up, we do have Upamecano. Now, Upamecano, absolute beast. Something I can agree with. Pace, physical-wise, defensive-wise, amazing. All right? But the problem with him is his agility. His agility is so bad, and I have actually compared to him to like a Sol Campbell before, simply because he's got exactly the same body type as Sol Campbell. It's really like hard to move with him, but he's an outstanding tackler, so I am going to put him in the A tier. So we are going to put keepers down here simply because I believe you can't compare keeper to, like, you know, Witsel, Werner and all of those. So it's one of those situations where the D section will be used for keepers, not because they're bad, but because I'm rating the keepers in a line. So Sommer, hands down, probably the best. Now, next up, we do have Serda. Now, Serda is actually pretty decent. He's not terrible, but it's one of those situations where his pace is not outrageous. His passing is pretty good. Shooting is obviously not the greatest. I believe it's his height as well, as far as I remember. It's not, you know, disgusting. But Serda's a card that he is nice. That's something I can agree with. He is nice. But I don't believe I can put him on the same level as like Upamecano and Werner. So I am going to put him in the B section. Next up, we do have Sancho. Personally, I believe Sancho is the best Bundesliga team of the season. Hands down. This Sancho is disgusting. The 5-star skill moves, the 4-star weak foot, the dribbling, the pace, the shooting, the passing. Yeah, he might not have amazing strength and aggression, but it's one of those situations where it doesn't matter. Every other stat is out of this world, and I am going to put him in the S tier. Next up, we do have Sapitza. Now, I understand I haven't done a review on him, but I actually have used him in-game. Good card, to be fair to him, good card. Now, interception reach is slacking a little bit in the midfield, which is something I didn't like, but he can play cam. He can play CDM, he can play centre mid. Guy can play pretty much everywhere. And for that reason, I am going to put Sabitzer up here because he is a nice card. So next up, we have got Royce. Now, Royce, for me, he's a top tier. And he will be going into the S tier. But the fact that he's got the 4-star, the fact that he's got the pace, he's got the dribbling, he's got the shooting. I honestly think Royce is top 3 or top 4 Bundesliga team of the seasons this year. He's so good, and I absolutely loved playing with him. Quaison is an interesting one, okay? Because he's got the pace, he's got the dribbling, he's got the shooting. I actually enjoyed this card. But the problem with Quaison is that he's got the 3-star. Now, for me personally, you have one or the other. You have a 3-star skill moves and then 4-star weak foot. You have 4-star skill moves and a 3-star weak foot, okay? It's one or the other. You cannot have 3-star this year, especially going into the end game. For me, he goes into the B section. Nkunku. Now, this card, I absolutely loved playing with him, by the way. Now, I did actually use him in a cam and striker, but there was a lot of people saying that you should have used him centre mid as CDM. Now, I do understand why you would say that, but it's one of those situations where I absolutely loved him in the cam role. So why not, like, just use him in the cam? Why not at the end of the day? Because he was amazing at shooting. Absolutely loved it. I believe he scored 3 goals and 2 assists in 2 games. Like that, it doesn't show you how good this guy is. I really don't know. Now, I do understand he does, I believe, have the 3-star... I believe it's a 3-star weak foot and 4-star skill moves, if I remember correctly. But he's definitely in the A tier. Now, next up, we do have... I'm never going to pronounce it. Honestly, you boys, I'm not going to pronounce it because, my God, how many words do you want in your name? Anyway, Pace wise, he's pretty decent. It's one of those cards where nothing really like shows you that he's an amazing card. His agility is alright. It's not outstanding. I believe it's his passing stats as well, and I can't remember correctly on which one it is. I believe it's a 3-star skill moves, I believe it is. But he is going to go into the B section with Quaison. Now, Müller. Muller's an interesting one. 3-star skill moves, 4-star weak foot. He's got really good stats. He honestly has. And I don't believe I can put him on the same level as like Quaison and stuff, because I do believe Müller is better. Even though Muller's not really one of those cards that really, really shows you out, really, puts his name out there in the FIFA community. Muller's one of those players where if you pack him as a walkout, you usually are disappointed, right? But this Müller is actually not too bad, and I love his stats. Lewandowski, 99 overall. Every shooting trait, come on now. Every literally finesse shot, chip shot, what do you call it? Outside foot shot. He's got everything. Pace, dribbling, shooting, physical, passing. You can play this guy anywhere, and he is going to go in the S tier. Kostic. Now, this Kostic card ain't actually too bad, okay? He's a 3-star. That is something I'm always going to know. But his pace, dribbling, shooting, ridiculous. And for me, I believe he's on Quaison's level. I can't put him on, like, Werner's level. I do believe Werner is better. But I believe Quaison and Kostic are pretty much exactly the same. Now, next up, we do have Kimmage. Let me sort that out, actually. That bugs me. Anyway. Kimmage. Now, Kimmage is the work rate, which is always going to be a problem, especially playing him in a CDM role. He's not going to stay there. But playing him in a cam or a centre mid, you might be into something, because he was absolutely ridiculous when I reviewed him. His pace was out of this world, amazing on the ball, defensive stats are really good. Yeah, you could argue the height, he hasn't got the interception reach, but it's one of those situations where we all know how good N'Golo Kante is this year, and his height is 5'6". So Kimmage is definitely going to go up here. Hummels is an interesting one, okay? Because he's one of those ones that he doesn't feel amazing on the ball. But I tell you what, he can put in a tackle. He's got the pace. He's got the physical stats. Like, he's got the passing stats. 99 long passing. Hummels, for me, is potentially one of the best centre-backs in this game. But the problem is no one gives Hummels a go. Everyone looks at the pace in this game. Everyone looks at pace. And they think to themselves, oh, he's not going to be catching up to Adama and stuff. Hummels is not one of those players you press with. Is a holding centre back. You link him up with like an Opara, then you're good. That's it. You're good to go. Because Hummels and Upamecano, they're not pressing centre backs. You can press a little bit with Upamecano because of the pace, but for me, I like to hold back, go in for the tackle when it's the perfect moment. Next up, we do have another goalkeeper, and I do believe Sommer. Then I believe it's Heradicki. I literally can't pronounce that name, so I'm not even going to try it one more time. Anyway, next up we do have. Right, I'm not going to pronounce that either. No, there's no way. These names are just my pronunciation that is not strong enough for these names. Next up we do have a 76 pace, 90 defending, 90 physical person. Passing, I believe it's his short passing that slacks on this card. I don't know how you can have such good long passing and have like terrible short passing. I believe he is 6 foot as well, which is actually quite small for a centre back. I understand you could argue Sergio Ramos is 6 foot, but it's one of those situations where I'd rather have a player that is 6'4", 6'3", 6'2", than a player that is 6 foot in my centre back role. So I am gonna put him. I'm gonna put him here. I don't believe really anyone deserves to be in this C section, I ain't gonna lie. Next up, we do have Havertz. Now, Havertz, for me, an outstanding player. 4-star. He's got pretty much everything in a locker. Yeah, I understand he is 6'2", and you don't really expect a 6'2" cam. While his off-ball positioning is ridiculous. Pace is ridiculous. Shooting is ridiculous. Passing is ridiculous. And for me, he has to go up here. I don't believe he's an S tier, because I don't believe I can put him on the same level as Royce, because I do believe Royce is better. Next up, we do have Harland. Harland is a sticky one, I never really liked Harland in this game. His shooting was good, but it's like one of those situations where I do understand they upgraded him to a 4-star weak foot. But the 3-star skill moves, 6'4" as a striker. Terrible body type. Like, he's got a unique body type that I will never ever understand. Like, his dribbling, no matter how good the dribbling is, his unique body type will always make it terrible. And I don't believe I can put Harland on the same level as like Werner, Havertz. No, I'm going to have to put Harland down here. And it might be a bit disrespectful, but people will understand after using this card. Now, Hakimi. Hakimi is a weird one, you know, because he's got the pace. He's got the physical stats, defender stats, passing-wise, dribbling-wise. But when it comes down to work rates, it's high-low. And high-low for me is one of those situations where he is going to go an 80, by the way, because he's an outstanding defender. But high-low is one of those ones where even stay back while attacking can't fix that consistently, right? And it's going to be one of those situations where if he goes too far up, someone can overtop the ball behind him. Then all of a sudden, you know, they're through. So that's always going to be a tight situation for me. And I don't believe Hakimi's S tier. Gnabry. I love Gnabry. This Gnabry card I absolutely loved, by the way. Dribbling, shooting, pace. He felt amazing on the ball. 4-star, 4-star. You have to give it to Gnabry. He is an S tier. Ginter. Now, Ginter is a weird one. Because I believe it's his pace. I think it's you boost it up, and I believe you only get like 80 acceleration, if I remember correctly. I might be getting mixed up between him and him, but I remember one of these only get 80 acceleration. But I tell you what, he's not bad. He's not, and I do believe he is still up there. I believe it's Dilrosun. I can't understand how to pronounce this name, but all I remember is 2-star weak foot. Shooting wise is not bad, actually. It's just like the 2-star weak foot is the big killer about this card. The pace is good, the dribbling is good, the passing is good, but the 2-star weak foot, like, come on now. I did use him, I must say. I didn't do a play review on him, but I did actually use him, and he wasn't terrible. He was a decent card, but it's like one of those ones where I'm never gonna be, you know, in love with someone that has a 2-star weak foot. Now, Davis for me is better than Hakimi. The only problem about this Davis card, honestly, is his long passing. That's for me. I don't like his long passing at all. It's, you know, very inconsistent. But for me, he has to go in the S tier. He's an outstanding card. He really is. Cuttino. Now, Cuttino, I used him as a super sub in Foot Champs this week, right? And when he came onto the pitch, he did something magical. He did something magical. I went 1-0 going into extra time, and this guy scored a hat-trick in extra time. Like, if that doesn't show you that this card is broken, I really don't know what can. 5-star skill moves, 4-star weak foot, amazing at pretty much everything apart from physical stats. He is going in the S tier though. Now, I do feel like I have overloaded like the B section, and I do want to use the S section. So, I am going to move a few players down. I believe I believe he should move down. Because I feel like Quaison is better than him, and I can't put him on Quaison's level. Kostic has to be up there. I don't like Kostic is a really good player. I'm going to put him down here because of the 2-star weak foot. He's a decent player, but that weak foot is always going to be a killer in this game. Ginter and him, these two centre backs, let me put them together. These two centre backs are very similar, but they aren't bad. Like, they don't deserve to be an S tier. But I am going to go through this one more time, just to make sure I got every single person right for me. Witsel, Sancho, Royce, Lewandowski, Hummels, Gnabry, Davis, Cuttino. I don't believe any of them should go down. Werner, I don't believe should go up. Upamecano, because of agility and how he feels on the ball, is terrible. So I'm going to leave him an A simply because his defensive stats are ridiculous. Sabitzer, really good player, deserves an A. And Kunku, I loved him. Müller, Kimmage, Havertz, Hakimi, all of them an A. Serdar, Quaison, Kostic, Ginter, Harland, they deserve an B. Okay, yeah. I don't believe I can put this any higher. I don't believe I can put players lower. But this is pretty much going to be my Team of the Season Bundesliga tier list. I have used pretty much every single card here. Probably there's 1 or 2 that I haven't used. I just remember, right? I don't do a player view on every single player. But I do use pretty much... Like, for example, Sabitzer. I didn't do a player review on him. But I did use him in-game. I did use him in game, and I did actually, I believe I used him in a player review, but I was obviously focusing on someone else. And like this guy right here, the 2-star weak foot, I used him in game, but I didn't do a player review on him. Simply because it's one of those situations where, I don't know, I'm just sitting here, I'm playing about, and I said, why not? Let's try him. Let's see how good he is. Because if I don't try these players out, then this tier list will be inaccurate pretty much. Like, what's the point of the tier list if I don't use the players? So I've used, I would say there's 1 or 2 players I haven't used, but every other player I have used. But if you guys did enjoy the video, leave a like, leave a comment, and for now, peace.